The Boston Celtics currently have the best offense in NBA history with a 120.2 offensive rating. A combination of improved playmaking from Smart and Tatum and Brown tweaking where they take their shots from, and the Celtics shooting 39% from three while attempting the highest percentage of threes in the NBA. This creates longer closeouts with multiple threats from deep. It opens up driving lanes and makes the Celtics 5-out offense impossible to defend at times. They broke their franchise record for three-pointers made in a game with 27 against the Knicks, started off against the Pelicans going 10 of 16 in the first quarter, and have the ability to completely barrage opponents out of the gym from three-point range. With Robert Williams unavailable, the Celtics' primary alignments with Horford spacing at the three-point line consistently give the defense problems. Here the Celtics run a filthy counter out of their strong action with Horford spaced in the ball side corner. NBA teams teach never to help off the strong side corner, so Embiid is going to stay put here and attach to Horford. The 76ers have no chance when Harden completely falls asleep and Embiid sitting with his hands on his knees. Tatum is easy to finish the simple layup off the great backdoor after timeout. Having this floor spacing puts pressure on the defense where the help comes from. As Tatum rejects the ball screen from Smart, he kicks it to Horford as Allen leaves him to close out in the paint. One of the most underrated part of Al Horford's game is displayed here, his ability to attack closeouts. He attacks baseline past Allen, then finds Brogdon in the opposite corner for the open three. And this spacing allows players like Brogdon and Brown to get into the teeth of the defense for finishing opportunities, with Jaylen Brown specifically increasing his rim attempts by 8% so far this season. This has been the most enjoyable part of the Boston Celtics offense. Driving kicks, looking for one more in ball movement. Last season, turnovers and decision-making were a big problem, especially in the NBA Finals. They turned it over 16% in the regular season, that jumped up to 19% of the NBA Finals. But this season, the Celtics actually ranked second in the NBA, only turning it over 13% of the time. So when the ball is kicked, the decision is very simple. Shoot it, move it, or attack it. The Celtics love hitting teams with a quick hitting backdoor for layups, and this especially is impactful in early offense when the defense is not set. So for example, Mobley here ends up helping on the backdoor cut from Jaylen Brown that leaves the corner three wide open for the drift pass. Last season, the Celtics were stagnant, slow, and played through isolations from Brown and Tatum devoid of anything creative. But this season, they're running creative actions. Look at this random play from Smart here. Sets a flare screen on the weak side for Tatum. Then when Brown is denied, he flashes into space and then hits Brown with a beautiful blind pig cut for Brown to get downhill. In this clip, Horford sets a flare screen for the trailing Brown and then spaces the floor. Now organically, the Celtics flow into a pop and slash action. This is a common action where a big picks and pops and the other wing 45 cuts into space. Here's an example from the Thunder. So when Horford spaces the floor here, they turn this into pop and slash action naturally with Smart backdoor cutting into the lane. This creates two on the ball and scramble for the defense, and Horford to make the easy decision for the pass to the lift on the wing. Now the Celtics intentionally get in this action as well, with Tatum ghosting here in their normal 1-4 ball screen, popping into space. And a great example of how not to defend from the Wizards here. Two on the ball when the ghost screen is set, starts the initial problem. Then when Tatum pops and then White ends up cutting or slashing into the space, it takes away two players, and then for some reason, everybody leaves Jason Tatum, who has the ball for an open three-point shot. Ghost screens are a staple of the Celtics offense, with guards using them all the time in the flow to fake screens, creating pick and pop threes as well as downhill driving lanes. Another example of this against the Wizards, we can see Smart ghost the screen here, then fake a roll and eventually pop out to the three-point line. Although Tatum is late to recognize it, nobody's guarding Smart, and then when they react to the mistake, Smart is the connector and hits White for the corner three. Running these in transition and randomly really helps their offense go. Here, Hauser slips to the rim instead of picking and popping. And when they recover, this ends up leaving Duran, a rookie, on Brogdon. So when the defense is able to react to the drive, this skip to Brogdon creates this long closeout, and the crafty Brogdon gets into the lane and draws the foul on the young rookie. Adding Brogdon to their normal plays has been fantastic for the Celtics offense. With Tatum here ghosting this early, you can see Mitchell opening up, expecting a switch, but this ghost action allows Brogdon to get downhill. Although Mitchell recovers here well, Brogdon uses his pace and strength to stay steady and make the layup. And this spacing has definitely benefited Brogdon's downhill mentality, and his strength and size has worked wonders for their 5-out offense. And also, Brogdon seems to have a thing against ball screens because he pretty much will reject them as much as possible, especially in empty ball screen situations. The floor spacing here means that all the defenders are on the weak side and they're occupied with these other off-ball actions, allowing rim attacks with no or little help. Jason Tatum has tweaked where he's taking his shots from, eliminating more long mid-range attempts and increasing three-point attempts. Perhaps the biggest benefactor of the Celtics 5-out spacing, though, is Jaylen Brown, who has increased his rim attempt percentage by 8% this season and evenly decreasing his attempts from both 3 and mid-range. But his accuracy from mid-range has been incredible so far. Brown is shooting a ludicrous 57% from long mid-range and 48% overall. One of my favorite parts about the Celtics offense is how they're using Tatum and Brown together, getting both guards involved in ball screen actions, especially for each other. This usually entails Brown screening for Tatum, as it creates mismatches and advantage for the Celtics. If they switch, then Brown can attack the switch, or if they stay attached, then it creates downhill driving lanes or attacking opportunities for Tatum. This season, Marcus Smart is averaging a career-high 7.1 assists per game, resulting in an assist rate of 29%. They're using Smart in a variety of ways to take advantage of his role this season as the ultimate connector, especially in ball screen scenarios for Tatum. With Morant on Smart here, he sets up ball screen and rolls into space. When Clark has to step up here on the low side to help on the roll, the decision becomes simple. He notices Morant recovering on Brown, he hits Horford space in the corner for the 3. They also use Smart off the ball, setting pin down screens for Tatum and Brown to attack off of, which is pretty clever because he's a great screener and a strong guard. Overall, with Smart as a primary handler, he's making smarter reads and decisions as well. Tatum sets a drag screen for him here and rolls to the rim, and look at this nasty wraparound pass to Tatum for the dunk. Now here they involve both Tatum and Brown in the ball screen action, and Smart does a great job of slowing down and then finishing through contact with the floater. A theme this season for him where his decisions are made by playing just a step slower with more deliberate attacks and then finding shooters when the help comes. Perhaps the biggest change from last season for Marcus Smart is using him at the elbows where he can handle and find players off the ball with his court vision. Now here, Brogdon and Brown draw the attention of the defense in this stagger action. Smart recognizes Hauser breaking free for the three-point shot. Another example here of Smart finding Tatum when he breaks free, and the spacing of Horford opens up the corner 3 when Allen helps again. What has been really impressive for Smart is his ability to keep plays moving when it stalls out. Here they get him the ball at the elbow, and then he finds Brown off the stagger action. This play could easily stall out right here, but he makes himself available for the pass and keeps it to possibly attack for switching. Now noticing here that Brown has Mobley on him, he moves it back to Brown and allows him to attack in space. Although Smart seems to be the primary option at the elbow, they will also use Jason Tatum here. Here he hits Brown coming off the stagger screen, and then RJ Barrett becomes completely lost as Brown fakes the rise and hits Tatum back for the 3. One of the benefits of using Tatum here is his vision and his height to see the floor and then find cutters. But the best part is utilizing this where all the action is happening off the ball and the defense is distracted. This then opens up a clear out driving lane for Tatum to attack off of. And as Horford spaced in the corner here, this allows Tatum usually a drive without a big helping and the defense occupied otherwise. Now in their flow offense, they will flash and end some plays with Biggs or Horford at the elbow or high post. This works great against teams like the Heat, where this will pull out a player like Bam Adebayo and allows the guards to make reads off the ball and then end the play with no rim protection. In the half court, the Celtics' most run action is strong, or a stagger screen with 2 players screening away for a shooter in the corner. The player coming off the screen has an option to curl in the lane off the first or the second screen. This is an action I actually call Boston, I got from Brad Stevens. Watch here where Brown curls inside, taking 2 defenders with him, and then Grant Williams screens for Tatum on the single player left for the open 3. And as teams naturally start to jam this action and deny Tatum, the Celtics will actually start setting flare screens to the corner. Here they get MPJ switched onto Tatum, creating a mismatch for the corner isolation. As these actions progress, the Celtics will flow into 5-out after it. Here, Tatum sets the flare screen and then goes into being the ball screener for Smart. This creates a switch, and I love how instead of waiting and allowing the defense to set, Tatum has a quick pump and attacks the mismatch quickly, drawing the foul. Here, Tatum turns a corner off the stagger action, and Embiid focuses on clogging the lane, so Tatum fires a pass to the Horford in the corner for a corner 3. Since Smart is the main passer in these actions, he now can set ball screen for Tatum, and the attention he draws on this short roll here frees up the screen on the opposite side for Brown to hit the three. And if you've been paying attention, that is 3 different reads and 3 different results, all leading for scores for the Celtics off one action. Another way the Celtics get into their flow of their offense is by setting wide screens, where a big sets a screen in the middle of the floor for a shooter to come off of. If you want to know more about this specifically, I did a 10-part series on NBA 5-out offenses linked below. This is especially impactful in early offense before the defense can get set and prepare for what it is, as Horford screens down for Tatum here to catch behind and shoot the three. And when teams deny or jam this action, then Tatum can reject or cut backdoor into space. Running this action with guards is a very creative way the Celtics look to attack a weak spot without running just a straight ball screen. Here they have White, who has Maxey defending him, set the wide screen for Tatum, and then go into a ball screen again. Embiid here helps off Horford in the corner, and the driving kick three is wide open. This action also allows the guards like Brogdon to use as an opportunity to drive into space. So here, when Randall helps off Grant Williams on this drive into space, there is no help available to rotate because the defense is occupied with the normal wide screen. One of the benefits from using guards in this action is when Tatum rejects in this scenario, he can sit in the post and quickly have a duck in for White to be the post entry passer. Or if the defense collapses on this reject cut to the basket, they can skip to Horford spaced, who can now be the entry passer to Tatum as well, and then go into split action. Combining all of this action for wide can actually end at the elbow with the same stagger action we looked at before in their base offense. They get into a stagger action with guards off the ball and Vonleh handling here. As Brown comes off, he draws a defense. Now White rolls to the rim for the layup. Only a handful of teams have this action in their playbook, let alone with guards. After watching, studying, and editing, I can confidently say that this Celtics team has the potential to be the greatest regular season offense ever. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, consider supporting on Substack. It really helps the channel out.